wanted to be a judge who knows just what is right and wrong, and be good and be strong. And on my swan up in the air I'm flying, searching for justice, can't you see me trying? Right is the reason I go on.
It's Mr. Beaver's, because he found it. But I dispute that fact because I am the lawyer who's defending Mr. Mouse. Yes! But then, sir, I think you're wrong. You're very pushy, but because I am a good lawyer, I know what we can do. Let's hear the judge. Yes, because only our friend Klaus can solve it.
I hear the wisdom coming from the gnomes now, and all together we have got the know-how, because we are people of peace.
All right, quiet down now, everybody. The court is now in session. What's the first case, Dany?
The magpie has been accused of stealing from Ivan the gnome, Your Honor.
I see. Thank you, Dany. Very well, Ivan. What's this all about?
As you know, Your Honor, gold has no special value to us gnomes, though it does shine a bit brighter than other metals, which is why I take so much time to pound it into gold leaf to decorate my furniture.
Yes, I see, Ivan. Please go on.
One day, after many hours of hard work, I put the gold leaf I had left on a plate, and as usual, left it on the windowsill when I went to bed that evening. When I got up the next morning, I discovered I had been robbed. It's gone. So, the very next evening, I set a trap for the thief. I left a shiny gold ring where he was sure to see it, and then, instead of going to sleep, I hid in my studio and waited for the thief to show up. Come back here, you! So I still have my ring, however, I'm missing a great deal of gold leaf, and I'm certain the scoundrel who took it was none other than the magpie.
Very well. Now I'll hear what the defense has to say.
The defense can only admit that everything that Ivan says is true. I must point out, however, that to my client, the magpie, stealing is not a crime.
And why is that, pray tell?
It's in his nature to steal shiny things, Your Honor. He didn't know it was wrong.
But it is wrong to steal someone else's property.
The magpie understands that now, Your Honor. There's nothing that he hates more than cold water, and that bath that Ivan gave him taught him a lesson he'll never forget. The magpie throws himself on the mercy of the court, Your Honor. He apologizes for what he did and promises that he'll never, ever do it again.
Very well, we'll drop the charges, but the magpie must return the gold leaf he took from Ivan.
Anything else, Your Honor?
I have just one word of warning for our friend the magpie. If I ever see you in this court again for stealing, I'll sentence you to taking a bath in cold water at least twice a day for an entire month.
Then all that's left is for both parties to sign the agreement. Court is adjourned.
This case reminds me of our exciting visit to California and the Wild West. Remember, Dany?
Oh, I certainly do, sir. What an adventure that was.
That was back in 1849, when gold was discovered in California. It was the beginning of the Great Gold Rush, when thousands of people moved west trying to strike it rich. A lot of those prospectors brought their cats along with them, which turned out to be a mighty big problem for the gnome folk who live there, including our friend Rusty.
That sure sounds nice, Rusty.
Yeah, it's kind of relaxing, ain't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, that's a very pretty song, Rusty.
You know, seeing as this is your first visit to California, I should be singing you a real California song. Oh, California, here I come. Sorry about that. I haven't been singing much lately. I guess I had a frog in my throat.
A frog, was it? Sounded more like an elephant to me, Rusty. Oh, my goodness.
It's ready. Come and get it. I baked cornbread so we could have a bite to eat before we go to the rodeo.
It smells wonderful.
Indeed it does.
Delicious.
Yeah, everyone around here talks about Sarah's cooking. In fact, her cornbread won first prize in the Nome County Fair.
It's time for us to be leaving or we'll miss the rodeo.
Gosh, I can't wait. I've never been to a rodeo before.
You better hold on to your hat, Dany. There's nothing more exciting than a rodeo. Folks are from Nevada, come all the way from Virginia City.
Uh-huh. That gnome sure can handle a rope.
Those gnomes are from Texas. They came all the way from San Antonio.
Texans sure do show off a lot.
There's no doubt about it. Texas is a great state, but California's the prettiest of all.
That's right. I wouldn't live anywhere else.
California certainly does have a lot to offer. That's why so many folks are moving here. Why all over America, people are singing about it.
Oh, California, here I come.
Oh, no, quiet you.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Wild West Rodeo. The first event will be mouse roping.
Yes, sirree.
First out of the chute is one of the best, Freddie Wayne.
Yay! Let's go get him. Yeehaw! Gotcha.
Oh.
Change of pace, ladies and gentlemen. We got a bucking mouse called Dynamite that's so big, so tough, and so mean that even the three Bolo brothers may not be able to tame him. The best of luck to you fellers, and let her rip. Just step right up, but his name's TNT, and nobody's been able to stay on him for more than a few seconds. Now, if none of you so-called Westerners are brave enough, we got ourselves a young visitor from the old country. Maybe he'll want to give it a go.
Me?
You're a great mouse rider, Dany. You can do it.
Those big-mouth Texans are always bragging about how they're the best mouse riders in the world. Go on, Dany. Show them how wrong they are. Go on.
We got a rider, ladies and gentlemen. Look Looks like our visitor's gonna give her a try. Good luck, young fella. You'll need it. Open the gate and let her rip. Just look at that young fella ride. If he can keep from being thrown for just 5 more seconds, he'll be the new champion mouse rider of the Wild West Rodeo. He's done it, folks. We got us a new champion mouse rider. Give him a hand.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot.
We've got to do something about these cats.
It's not the cat's fault. Cats love to eat mice. It's only natural.
True. The problem is the cats can't seem to tell the difference between a mouse and a gnome.
There didn't used to be so many of them.
I wonder why there are suddenly so many more now than there used to be. There must be an explanation for it.
It's because of the gold rush here in California. You see, gold's just another shiny metal to us gnomes, but humankind thinks it's special, and thousands of them are here looking for it, and they brought their cats with them.
Well, then, doesn't look like there's much we can do about it. Looks like we're stuck with them cats, like it or not.
Lily, why, you're as white as a sheet. What's wrong, honey?
Are you all right? Are you hurt? You're trembling all over. What frightened you so much, dear? What happened?
I was coming home from the school picnic with a bunch of the other kids riding my favorite mouse when all of a sudden we were attacked by a whole herd of cats. We were lucky to get away. I was never so scared in my whole life, Mama.
Now, calm down, honey. Just calm down. You made it home and you're safe now. I tell you, Klaus, me and the other gnome folk are plumb tired of these cats scaring our kinfolk half to death, but what in tarnation can we do about it?
I remember a friend of mine back in the old country who once had a similar problem with a cat, so he tied a bell around the cat's neck. From then on, he would always know when the cat was nearby and could stay out of its way.
That was one cat. Here, there are lots of them.
For a lot of cats, we simply need a lot of bells, Dany. But who's going to go and hang them around the cats' necks? That's the problem.
Well, you can consider that part solved, sir. I'll sneak up on them while they're asleep, and when they wake up, they'll have bells on.
You'll be in terrible danger.
They may seem dangerous to you, my dear Lily, but they're just a bunch of mangy cats to a champion-bucking mouse rider like me.
Aha! Hold it!
Huh?
I think I hear something up ahead.
You wait here. I'll go have a look. Nothing to worry about. He's asleep.
You'll have to be certain before you try anything.
Have you got a plan?
You'll have to sneak up behind him.
Right. Good idea.
Quiet!
Shh. Shh.
Look, he's waking up!
Huh?
My goodness, run, Dany!
Huh?
Hurry, Dany! Go on, shoo! Quickly, Dany, take my hand! Looks like we need a new plan. Come on, let's get back to Rusty's. The problem is that cats are such light sleepers. Now, the solution to our problem is inside this fish. You see, this fish is stuffed with chamomile tea leaves. Now, we all know that chamomile tea makes us sleepy. After the cat eats this fish, it'll fall fast asleep for at least an hour. When we're absolutely certain it's sleeping, we'll go to work. Within a day or two, every cat in the area will be wearing a bell. It's working, Dany. He's getting sleepy. Very well. Now let's get that bell on him.
Let's wait a few minutes just to be sure, sir. We don't want what happened yesterday to happen again.
I understand, but the longer we wait, the more likely he is to wake up. Make sure it's well fastened. Huh? Oh. Sounds like another sleepy cat.
And we've got enough bells for every one of them. Me scared of a few cats? Nothing to it.
Nothing to it, eh? If memory serves, you weren't so cocky the first time, Dany. In fact, when that cat woke up, you nearly jumped right out of your skin.
It's time to celebrate. How about some more of that wonderful music, Rusty?
Sure thing, Dany. Nothing like a little music to liven up an evening. Yes, sir, I sure do like tinkling out a tune on the piano. Of course, I've never been very good at it. I guess that's why everybody calls me Rusty.
There's got to be some gold around here somewhere, and I'm not leaving till I find it, by golly.
Yep, same goes for the rest of us, I reckon. Howdy, Tabby. Catch any mice today? Come here.
Hey, that looks just like gold. Well, by golly, it is gold. It's solid gold. The cats are wearing bells made of gold. Once we find out where it came from,
Bells made out of gold?
Yep, mine's got one too.
But come show me mine.
I'm sure we hung a bell on that cat last night, but it's gone now. What could have gone wrong?
Same thing happened to me, and to Jed and Luke, too.
We couldn't have missed that many cats, which means that somebody took those bells off.
But why would anyone want to do that, Klaus?
What kind of metal were those bells made of?
Well, I'm not sure. The bells were yellow, which means they were,
solid gold.
I should have thought of it before. Since gold is valued so highly by the human folk, they naturally would want those bells for themselves. By now, they've got them all. That's the answer.
Now, why didn't I think of that? Klaus, ain't nobody can solve a mystery faster than you can.
That means we're right back where we started from, doesn't it?
Now, don't you worry none. Our friend Klaus will think of something. He's smarter than those cats and them prospectors put together. Right, Klaus?
Well, now, it seems to me that the cats aren't the problem, it's their owners, the prospectors. Very well. If we can get them to leave, the cats will leave too.
Yes, but now they've seen those golden bells. They know that there's gold in this area, and they won't leave here until they've found it.
There's no getting around it. Luke's right. We got a problem here, Klaus, a big one.
Very well, then. The logical solution mission is to convince them that the gold those bells were made of came from a gold mine a long ways from this area. Let's say 100 miles or so.
Klaus, how in the world are we going to do that?
That's a very good question, Sarah. Now, let's see. That's it! That's the answer. I'll need a large piece of parchment paper, some pens and pencils to draw with, a gold nugget, and a bottle. There, it's done. The long-lost treasure map to the Coronado gold mine. This spot is 100 miles away from here. Now, to be certain that they think the map is authentic, it's got to look very old. Almost as old as I am. Now it goes into the bottle, you see? Aha! For the final touch of authenticity, a gold nugget from the lost gold mine of Coronado. There. Our preparations are complete. All that's left is to leave our treasure map in a place the prospectors are sure to find it, which means, of course, the river, since that's where they're searching for gold. Let me help you, Dany.
Well, now, what do we got here? Why, that looks like a gold nugget in there. Well, I'll be. Gold! Gold! I found out where the gold is! The lost Coronado mine, 100 miles upriver from here! Where'd you get that? Come on, you wagons, let's go! Yeah! Yeah!
Looks like we got rid of those cats once and for all.
Gee, just look at that beautiful sunset. The light reflecting off the water shines just like gold.
That's right, Dany. What those prospectors are looking for is fool's gold. There's the real thing, right out there. Schlitzweiz.
In our next episode, Klaus receives an invitation from his cousin Nikolai of the Russian Gnomes. There, Klaus meets Krok, a good troll who's guarding Nikolai's new invention, a balloon. When Krok becomes distracted, Klaus and Nikolai are on their own, braving Arctic temperatures on the Siberian tundra, where they again run into the trolls Puli and Holler. Will they be rescued in time to see the birth of the new puppies? Be sure and watch our next episode and find out.